What's good, Mafia family? Thank you all for the support. We're currently at 78 subscribers, hoping to hit 100 before the end of the year. But if I don't, I still love each and every one of y'all. I have a question before we start the what if today, and that is what day and time is best for you to watch the video? I'm trying to do some experiments because I want to make sure that I put it out at the best time for people to see it. In case you don't have notifications on or something of that nature. Now, also, I'm going to be experimenting with different types of content to go along with these what ifs. So I would really appreciate feedback on that. We had our first what if mini go up about a week ago, and I'm hoping to do those in between main content like the what if gone or whatever big what if series I end up doing down the road. But without any other notices, let's hop into what if gone within My Hero Part 8. So in this part, we're going to be starting off talking about the raid of the League of Villains Hideout Art, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't think it changes much, and I don't think it changes because the main characters in this art, in my opinion, are All Might and All for One, and all the students and all the League of Villains are really just kind of support characters. So I don't really think that the outcome changes much, but I do think there's some key changes that do build off from what happened in the last part. So let's hit those topics. So first off, I don't think the students are going to be meeting in a hospital. I don't think that Gong is hurt so much that the recovery girl used her quirk that he would even have to be held in a hospital. That goes into the second point. Deku at this point hasn't put on so much strain to his ligaments that they have told him about it, meaning that future Deku will be slightly more reckless than the Deku is in the actual story, because no one has informed him of the permanent damage he is doing to his body. The third major point is that the League of Villains now have Bakugo and Tokiomi, and and with having both of them, Tokiomi is not really needed. He was just kind of captured because Mr. Compress was impressed with his power, but with Bakugo and Fujikami both, telling the League of Villains that they're not going to join, I see Shigaraki threatening Bakugo that he'll kill or hurt Tokiomi if he doesn't listen. I don't think he would force him to join per se, but I do think that he would definitely use the leverage that he has to try to force Bakugo to listen. But just like in the story, I think that the same the same students who don't want to, try to rescue Bakugo don't want to do it in this situation. They still say leave it up to the Bro Heroes, and the group that goes to save them, I think, still goes. I just think that we add Gong in this situation because Gong is known, even in Hunter x Hunter, to go do whatever he can to possibly save his friends. He wouldn't abandon anyone. So I'm thinking this instance is the same thing. He wouldn't abandon them. He would want to be more proactive. And I also think that Kirishima had a bigger guilt on him. Because just like originally with Bakugo getting captured and with Deku being hurt, he holds, kind of some guilt about it because he couldn't do anything originally. But in this instance, he actually had the freedom to help, but he was unable to. And I actually think that he's as close, if not closer, with Gong in this instance than he is with Deku, primarily because they've trained together so much while they did it with the final exam, and then they trained during the training camp. Kirishima and Gong have been building up a relationship slowly throughout the story. I think that they go to where they think is the hideout, they find the Namus, All Might comes, bada boom, bada bang. I honestly think that everything more or less plays out the same. I don't think that Tokiomi gets warped away the way that they do Bakugo in the story. I think when All Might comes, they take Bakugo because he is the important one, but they leave Tokiomi and he just gets rescued by the pro heroes who are there, and they just, take him away and make sure that he's safe. So yeah, that's how I think the Hideout arc goes. An important point though, I will say, the last important point of this is, I think when everyone feels the pressure, um, in the minutes that is All For One when he shows up on the scene, I feel like Gong would feel it less than the rest of him because of his name. Next part of the story is the special move training. And at this time, I mean, the same things happen in the beginning. All Might goes around asking the students regarding if they can move into the dorm, so they end up calling Gong's aunt. She says she supports whatever Gong wants to do. She's gonna believe in him, just keep him safe. But then the class is tasked with creating two special moves. And I think Gong has a hard time thinking of one. Just like in Hunter x Hunter, he asked Killua and then he asked Wing, who taught him about Nen in Hunter x Hunter. In this instance, though, I think he speaks to Ojiro, Kirishima, and Deku. I think Deku doesn't have a ton of advice for him because he's having a hard time himself. Where I think Ojiro and Kirishima actually have some very vital advice for Gong. I think that Gong goes up to him and he asks, and Kirishima's first point is, what about the move that you hit me with at the training camp when he built up all the Nen into a punch? Kirishima says over time and with some more training that he thinks that is definitely strong enough to be, called a special move. He just has to give it a title. But Ojiro points out that kind of keeps him sitting there like a rock in the mud, and it wouldn't work well with those who have range like Shoto or Bakugo. This kind of gives flashbacks for Gong because he's actually fought both of these characters before, and both of these characters have defeated him. At this point, Ojiro asks Gong more information about his quirk, asking if it only enhances his strength or if there's other ways that he can use it. Gong lets him know that he can use two other Nen types fairly well, one being transmutation, which allows him to change his aura into basically a type of substance, whether it's hardening or a sticky substance like gum, or he can use emission, which allows him to shoot his aura out at a distance. Ojiro tells him that if he's able to use either one of those two well, he thinks it would really assist him, especially emission, giving him a attack to, if not keep opponents at bay, at least distract them enough for him to use his speed and mobility to get in. Kirishima, on the other hand, says if he could turn his substance into something hard like Kirishima's quirk and sharp, he just increase the range a little, kind of like how when he uses his, he gets some additional range on his punches. He might be able to increase the range of his attacks. Maybe if he's able to use R3, he could put people in a rock, paper, scissors type situation where they have to guess what's coming, giving Gong the ability of surprise. At this point, Gong says that he has to go and he thanks to him and he leaves to make a phone call. So this is part 8. I'm sorry if you didn't like the Hideout part didn't have much of a change. I really sat and brainstormed and really wanted to come up with something different that made sense without completely changing the scenario. But after rewatching it and researching it, I just think that the focus of All Might and All For One are so big, even in subtle ways that you don't notice or a just simple watch, that the addition of Gong doesn't change things. But I do think Gong will play some more roles in the next few arcs. So let me know what you guys think below. Who do you think Gong is going to call? Do you think he'll be able to learn any new skills? If so, what skills do you think he'll be able to learn? Just let me know everything that you're thinking down below. And again, I thank you all. I love y'all. I'll see you next time. Peace.